In this video, I'll be showing an example of how to do contingency tables or cross-tabulations in SPSS version 20. The dataset that I'll be using is just a sample dataset that comes with SPSS, the demo.sav file. It's pretty much just a hypothetical data file that concerns a purchased customer database for the purpose of mailing monthly offers, and whether or not the customer responded to the offer is recorded along with various demographic information. Okay, so to start off with, you go to Analyze, Descriptive Statistics, and then Crosstabs. Depending on which two variables you want to correlate and determine if there's a relationship between them, you add them in rows and columns. In this case, I'm adding income category in the thousands of dollars into the rows, and I'll be comparing it or cross-checking it versus the variable of whether the individual or not. Okay, then you just click OK, and SPSS creates the output for you. So then you can see the variable income thousands and income category in thousands is on the row, while the column is owns PDA and it's either yes or no, and the thousands is under $25, $25,000, between $25,000 and $49,000, between $50,000 and $74,000, and $75,000 over. So at this stage, what it really shows us is how the survey was distributed and the answers that they had. So a total of 1,174 participants in the survey fell into the category of having under $25,000 per year, and it seems that they're less likely to buy one because they have less money than the other categories. But this could be a lot easier to interpret if you add percentages to the cross-tabulation as well. So to get to percentages, or to get percentages in your cross-tab as well, you go back to Analyze and Descriptives, Cross-tabs, and then to the right here you go to the Cells tab, and depending on which percentages you want, either for the row, column or total, you click that. I'm going to click them all so you can see what exactly they do. Continue and OK. Okay, so as you can see, percentages have been added to both the columns and the rows and the total and for each category. So to interpret it, you can see 83.7% of individuals who earn under $25,000 a year do not own a PDA, and only 16.3 of them, which can be calculated by 191 out of 174, do have them. And then it's pretty much the same stats, but as you can see, as the money goes up, so does slightly the percentage of individuals who own a PDA. So it kind of seems that money is very much correlated with the ability to own a PDA, which makes sense. You can also see that this relationship is reinforced by the chi-square test, which I did without showing. I'll show you quickly. It's the same thing, descriptives, crosstabs, and then you go to statistics and you click on the chi-square, continue and OK, and it will calculate the chi-square test. And the results show that there's a very high significance score between the variables, which implies that there's very little chance of them actually being independent from one another. But to add another layer to this calculation, we can go back to crosstabs and add the level of education in this example, and this will calculate the level of education, or cross-tabulate the variables of level of education with the fact that they own a PDA and the income of their the income that they earn per year. So clicking OK, SPS will calculate this, and while the table seems very complicated, the chi-square tests allow us to see a much more clear relationship between the three variables, and it seems that whether the individuals have a college degree is very significant in whether they will own a PDA, much more so likely than whether they did not complete high school degree, some college degree, a post-undergraduate degree, and the total overall. So this allows us to see what exactly is the underlying variable, possibly confounding variable, that lies in between just the amount of money one earns and whether the fact that they own a PDA or not. What this significant score can also tell us is by looking at this category and then going to the table, you can see that regardless of the amount of money they earn per year, there's still comparatively a very high percentage in each category of earnings that do own a PDA. So it seems that regardless of the amount of money that they earn, a person with a college degree is much more likely to own a PDA than any of the other categories listed in the survey. And crosstabs and chi-square tests can tell us a lot more, but it really depends on what you're looking for. For example, there are a lot of statistics available that one can do, such as contingency coefficient, Fullen-Kramer's V, lambda coefficient, uncertainty coefficients. And also, it matters a lot that you have enough data to compare stuff against, because, for example, if we didn't have the level of education of the individuals that we surveyed and then analyzed the data of, we would never have known that the individuals who have a college degree are the most likely out of any other type of individual to own a PDA. And that's that.